And just one quick reminder that the way this set up is the attendees will not be seen and are muted automatically. Whoever is speaking is the only person that's going to be seen by the participants.
All right, hey everybody. This is Jeremiah Taylor here with the Ojo team. Welcome to our first Ojo Closers webinar, if you will. We've got a great special guest today, and we're excited to share it with you. I see we got about 50 people on here now. People are trickling in, so bear with us. Get a drink, get comfortable, and be prepared to be amazed with some of the content that we've got today. I've got big expectations for our friend Jesse Stein, and I'm excited to introduce him to you. So we'll watch the attendee count continue to climb here, and we'll probably start in about 90 seconds. So we'll give everybody a minute to come in. Welcome, welcome. See people continuing to come in. Just so everybody knows, if you haven't done a Zoom webinar before, you can see us, but we can't see you. So if you're waving at us, I apologize. We're not able to see. It's not that we don't love you. We just can't see you. So your best friend for this is going to either be chat or the Q&A section at the bottom. So this is a different format for Zoom. You have a Q&A box. You can raise your hand. And so you can, there you go. I see somebody posting Al Rose here. Al from Kalamazoo, Michigan. That's amazing. Love it. Yeah, great idea, Isaac. Drop your name and where you're from in the chat. I see somebody's got their hands up. I see a couple of hands up. Throw your question in the chat or throw it in Q&A. Got Leslie from Cary, North Carolina. Heather from Bend. Michael from Cleveland. Mike Chang from the Ojo team here in Austin. Teresa in Atlanta. All right, we're up to 62. I see Port St. Lucie, Ontario, Ohio, Los Angeles, California, Corona, Lansing, Michigan, Loveland, SoCal. I like SoCal. That's a fun one. I wonder if you compete with the Hell or the Home Seller team. Lancaster, Pennsylvania, New York City. I feel like that's a salsa ad anytime I read New York City. Fayetteville, St. Louis, Overland Park. My friend Lucas Sheridan from Overland Park. Corpus Christi, San Antonio, Texas. Shawnee, Oklahoma. Cool. All right, I'm still watching the attendee count climb. We'll give people just another minute. Bel Air, Maryland. Oracel Allen, I see you have your hand up. If you want to just throw your question in the chat or in the Q&A, we'll be happy to answer that for you. I don't have a way to lower your hand. All right, looks like you got it figured out. All right. We're almost at 70. I want to make sure that we have plenty of time for Jesse to cover his content. He's got some amazing content. So let's go ahead and get started. And this webinar is being recorded, so if for some reason you need to jump off early, we will send this out to you. But I'll start by just welcoming you, everybody. Again, my name is Jeremiah Taylor. I'm the Vice President of Real Estate Mortgage here at Ojo Labs. We have several of our Ojo team members on today, and we have Jesse Stein, who I'll give a proper intro to as our guest speaker here in just a minute. This is the first time we've done one of these. We're going to call this our Ojo Closer webinar series. So everybody that's on here has had some level of success with an Ojo consumer, meaning that you not only were introduced to a consumer, you successfully helped them buy or sell a home. And what do you know, you also paid us a referral fee. So thank you very much for doing your part in being a great partner in our network. It's without you, we don't have a business. So we really appreciate you. And I see 11 closes. Okay, now I'm excited. I want more people to post. Who can beat 11 closes, or did Vanessa just throw that down? If anybody can beat 11 closes, post it in the Q&A. If not, Vanessa, you are the winner of the day with 11 closes. That's amazing. As a reminder, over the last year, Ojo has, and Ojo Select Network agents have helped over 10,000 consumers across North America buy and sell real estate, over 4 billion in transactions. So it's amazing what you all have done to serve consumers. And that number is growing every single month. It's going to be over 1,000 just in the month of May alone. So We're very excited to have you. You'll see us continue to do these master classes as a thank you for the agents that are doing a great job serving our consumers. We send out some swag, we do some things in the Facebook group, but we're always asking ourselves internally, how do we add more value for our agents? So excited to have y'all with us. And it's 5 minutes after, so we are going to go. And without further ado, I'm going to introduce our guest speaker today. So Jesse Stein is the founder and CEO of Audience.co. Now, if you haven't heard of Audience.co, I'm going to encourage you to check out Audience.co. They are an amazing tech startup in the real estate space. They do a lot more than real estate, but look, we all know we should be staying in touch with our database. We know the power of handwritten notes. We also know that they're hard and we're busy. Jesse's company has solved that problem in a really unique way. And so I'm going to encourage you to check out Jesse's company after the webinar. But Jesse is a lot more than the CEO of Audience.co. Jesse's actually founded and operated multiple online ventures. His first venture was called sportsmemorabilia.com. Jesse grew that from a raw domain to the world's biggest autograph store and a top 500 internet retailer. That company was actually sold to Fanatics, the global leader in sports merchandise. Before that, Jesse ran a direct-to-consumer online skincare brand that generated $48 million with an M dollars in revenue in just the first 2 years. And he sold that company to a direct marketing conglomerate. Before that, Jesse was the founder and CEO of DietSpotlight.com, a nutrition website with more than 130 million visitors. And it was an Inc. 5000 fastest growing company in 2018. Jesse has also launched and developed many category defining domain names, including hobbies.com, boating.com, yachting.com, and biking.com. So when we teased this as a digital marketing webinar, you all had no idea that we had this powerhouse of an individual that was going to share with us today. Now, before Jesse did those things, he was also the co-founder and CEO of Soho Digital, a $32 million digital ad agency with over 200 clients. And before his endeavors in the internet, Jesse worked and lived in Tokyo for 6 years. He's a member of the Young Presidents Organization, where he was the chapter chairman and served on the regional board. And he was also a finalist in the retail and consumer products for the Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year. Jesse is an active angel investor in many top companies and holds an MBA from the Wharton School, an MA in International Studies from the University of Pennsylvania Lauder Institute, and a BA with honors in Sociology and Asian Studies from UC Santa Barbara. Needless to say, we should be amazed and honored that we have Jesse here with us today. I'm going to put my seatbelt on and get ready to have my hair blown back. Jesse, I will turn it over to you.
Thanks, Jeremiah. Wow. Wouldn't it be awkward with that introduction if my presentation was terrible? I mean, that would just be super awkward. Of course, what Jeremiah left out are all the companies that I've started that have blown up on the launch pad. I don't seem to get any wiser with age, still make a lot of mistakes. And that's part of what I'm going to teach you guys is I'm going to teach you guys how to avoid the trial and error in digital marketing. And so you can get results much faster, cheaper, and easier so you don't make the same mistakes I made. So Jeremiah, thank you for that intro. And by the way, I definitely fooled the admissions committee at Wharton. I have absolutely no clue how I got in. I was a total square peg there. Thank you, Julie, as well. Feel better. Julie's sick. It's not COVID, but she's not feeling well. So feel better. Thank you, Mike, as well. Chang and Lacey and Chris Heller, who, the last presentation I gave, he left after about 13 minutes. This one took him 30 seconds. So he's gone. He's left, but why don't we just talk about him? We're going to talk about him while he's gone. Everyone loves Chris Heller. Chris, oh, you're back. Sweet. Yeah, so Chris is a very good friend. I'm honored to say he's also a very happy customer of Audience. So I want to dive in and add as much value as possible. I know that we have 7 hours to do. Just kidding. We've got like 50 minutes. I'm joking. We've got 50 minutes, right? Don't we have until? Yes. Okay. So my job is to over deliver. And thank you guys. I know for a lot of you, this is the beginning of your business day. This is the middle of your business day. whatever it is, you're taking time out right now. And I love people who are excited to invest in themselves. And so my job is just to over deliver for you guys. So I'm going to get you guys a digital marketing success formula for real estate agents in particular. And I'm going to get you 7 hacks. And hack is just an unconventional and reliable and deadly effective shortcut or strategy or tool for driving more listings. That's what I'm going to get you. So, and everyone wants more listings. And also, whether it's a buyer's market or a seller's market, my job is to help get you a toolkit that competing agents competing in your same farms won't have. And so you'll have an unfair, in an ethical way, an unfair competitive advantage over folks that you compete against. That's the idea here. But let me set the stage really quickly, and then I'll go to the presentation. Digital marketing is, for a lot of people, it's a shiny penny. It's exciting, it's intoxicating, it's new, and you guys are really smart. You guys are a lot of you are team leaders. You're super ambitious. You're the 1% or the 0.1%. Smart people are curious, and curious people tend to lurch toward the shiny and the new, don't we? Right? And so digital marketing is exactly that. It's shiny and new to a lot of people. And there's a lot of people who know just enough to be dangerous. And what happens is they'll learn a little bit about SEO or content marketing or social media marketing, right? Or conversion rate optimization. They'll build their website, they'll start trafficking it, they'll learn a little bit about email marketing. And the problem is they'll often go running enthusiastically in the wrong direction. And so what you need someone who's been there, done that. And over the last 25 years, like Jeremiah said, I have had a few successes, probably right place at the right time and being surrounded by an awesome team, honestly. But I've also made a lot of mistakes. And everything I'm about to teach you is they're battle tested hacks and strategies and shortcuts. And bottom line is I want to get you this toolkit, but also you guys need to make sure you're constantly leaning into the future in a way that fits your lifestyle. I'm not asking you to be digital marketing experts or any of this. You are top real estate agents, but your job is to incorporate some tools into your practice so you can help your business work for you instead of you work for your business. And what this is about is it's about weaving a culture of experimentation into your business. And by definition, with experiments, you don't know whether they're going to work out ahead of time. And I'll tell you, I've run so many experiments that have failed over the years. I would rather give myself a root canal with no anesthesia than I would repeat some of the experiments that I've run. But experimentation is cheap. And so when you're experimenting with a new tool with email marketing, it's very cheap to run that experiment. And all you do is when that experiment wins, you just ride the winners and you cut off the losers. I'm going to teach you how to do that. So it's all about leaning into the future. If you're not leaning into the future will win every time. You know, ask taxi drivers, right? Uber did not happen to taxi drivers. The future happened to taxi drivers. Ask booksellers. Amazon didn't happen to booksellers, right? The future happened to booksellers. And you guys have seen your share of disruption as well, right? All the bots and the, whether it's Trulia and Block Shopper, and there's just 100 tools out there. Even Alexa now, you can have it open doors and do home showings without an agent's involvement, for example. So the key is developing a toolkit of these strategies and tools and shortcuts that work every time. And I know that every misfire I've ever had in my career has been because I don't have the right skills and tools. So with that, let's dive in. Okay, so what did I say? Formula for supercharging your digital marketing, 7 proven hacks for driving more listings. All right, this is the digital marketing landscape, guys. There's now more than 7,500 companies here. And there's just, like I said, it's It's really complicated. It's intoxicating, it's exciting, but it's really hard to make sense of this and know what solutions and tools do I actually choose and move forward with. And it's all about what is digital marketing about? It's about removing friction from the sales funnel. So your business works for you, like I said, instead of you working for your business, and you're able to nurture your sphere, farm, and grow your business faster, cheaper, and easier. That's it. So removing friction from the sales funnel, and then let's dive into the success formula. Okay. When you are consistently useful, it breeds trust, and trust breeds cash. So I want this to be a framework for you guys. When you are consistently useful to your farm and sphere, it breeds trust, and trust breeds cash. So everything you do, whether it's posting that article on LinkedIn, or that video on Instagram, or that email newsletter, right? Think about being useful. And this is especially true with millennials. And you think, oh, millennials, they're so young, whatever. No, I mean, millennials are up to 40 years old. And these are your future, current and future customers. And millennials especially hate being sold, don't they? They have antennae behind antennae that pick up on when you're selling them. So first rule of thumb for email marketing, right? Your email newsletters is only 1 in 4 maximum should be promotional. Okay. The other 3 need to be educational. You need to advise. You need to, yes, I'll go to presenter view, Jeremiah. I actually prefer that view usually. No problem. I actually usually prefer that view for different reasons, but I'm happy to go into presenter view. So one in 4 of your emails should be promotional, for example. So I want you thinking about, how do you advise? How do you help? How do you educate your buyers and sellers throughout their journey? And that will breed trust, and trust will breed cash every time. All right, so content is not king. Usefulness is king. Content that helps is always better than content that sells. And here's what I talked about just earlier. Running bold experiments is the best defense against the future. Let's dive in with the first hack. Octopus CRM. You still want presenter mode? I can do presenter mode. There we go. All right. So Octopus CRM. This is an incredible, oops, why did I already go to emotion, logic, urgency? That was fast. So let's start from the top. LinkedIn is an incredible opportunity for you all. I work with several hundred top producers, okay? National top producers with every imaginable brokerage. And I can tell you that the common thread that runs through a bunch of the very, very top producers is they have a little secret, which is LinkedIn. I was on the phone yesterday with the #1 Douglas Elliman agent in Florida, and LinkedIn. But there's a method to their madness with LinkedIn. And this is, you need to automate the way that you produce content and connect with people on LinkedIn. Otherwise, there's no scale. And so what Octopus CRM, I'm going to show you this in a second. What Octopus CRM does, again, making your business work for you instead of you working for your business. Octopus CRM will automate LinkedIn. Why is LinkedIn an opportunity in the first place? Well, LinkedIn is an opportunity on the scale of where Facebook was 10 years ago. So LinkedIn is Facebook circa 2012 in terms of opportunity. And what does opportunity mean? It just means when you post content on LinkedIn, unlike Instagram, unlike Facebook, you get an embarrassing amount of organic reach. And what does organic reach mean? It means that everyone sees your content in their feed. And it doesn't mean to not do Instagram. It doesn't mean to not do Facebook. And you should be on TikTok, by the way, as well. TikTok is not just for selling hoodies to 14-year-olds anymore. Like, TikTok is coming into its own. It means that when you post a piece of content on LinkedIn, everyone you're connected to will see that content on their feed. And then the people that they're connected to will see content on their feed as well. And LinkedIn is the master of the written word. Okay, so Instagram is very visual, as you know. LinkedIn algorithmically is all about 1,000 to 1,200 word articles. You guys can write that down. 1,000 to 1,200 word articles on LinkedIn. You post 1,000. I'm going to show you how Octopus ties into this. You post 1,000 to 1,200 word article. Remember, that's useful. You post an article on the 4 home staging secrets to selling your home for top dollar, the 5 questions to ask a real estate agent before selling your home, right? And genuinely don't sell at the end. Just make it educational, right? But you post that piece of content on LinkedIn and it'll stay on people's feeds sometimes for days. Sometimes they'll see it for weeks. Whereas Instagram and Facebook, as you guys know, often disappears within minutes. It's gone. And so LinkedIn is where the underpriced attention is. That's what you want to look for as a marketer, right? Whether you're doing offline marketing, online marketing, whatever it is, you always want to look for underpriced attention. Where can I go where I can spend a little bit of time and get an outsized amount of attention? That's LinkedIn. Let me show you how Octopus works, because you need a way to automate this process. Oh, this is kind of cool. I was on the Ojo Twitter, and there's a quote from Chris Heller. The key right now is to lean into a deep personal connection. And that was posted just a couple of days ago. And that's, a lot of what I'm talking about is exactly that, right? When you're posting these 1,000-word articles, it's about, again, being consistently useful. And that's developing trust. And what is that? That's depth. That's forming a bond with your buyers at every stage of their journey. Okay, so here we go. I set this up already. So you're on your LinkedIn, let's say, and I highly recommend that you sign up for LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Okay, LinkedIn Sales Navigator, it's about $150, $200 a month. Try it for a month. You will be able to really micro-target your lead. So let's say that you're farming Key Biscayne, Florida. It's a little island 10 minutes outside of Miami. Okay, let's say you're farming this little island. And let's say you really want to reach anyone who lives on that island that is a CEO or president of a company that's bigger than 50 people. Okay, that would be really hard to precision target otherwise. But on LinkedIn Sales Navigator, you can narrow down to any audience, however narrow. And so this one, all I did, this looks complicated. All I did was I did company headcount, 50 or more, chief executive officer, president, title, in their title, in Key Biscayne, Florida, ended up with 266 people. So that's great. But now it's like, how do I connect with all those people? Well, enter Octopus. Octopus CRM is a Chrome extension. Don't worry, you don't have to be technical at all to understand all this. It's literally a 30-second download. You will download Octopus CRM. It's $15 a month. And this is what happens. Watch this. So I'm going to take all the results of this page and I'm going to open up Octopus. Okay, you guys see this here? You able to see this Octopus window, Jeremiah? Yeah? Yeah, cool. Okay, and then I'm going to send all of these profiles, or actually, I just checked 25 of them. Actually, but I can send all 266 anyway. Doesn't matter. I'm going to send it to Octopus, just like this. All right, it's going to take a second. Maybe I should have sent fewer. Okay. Here it goes. All this manual labor you would have spent copying and pasting into a spreadsheet, voila, directly here in the CRM. They're in Octopus now. There's 266 of them. Okay, you guys can see this fine, right? Jeremiah, you see the actual CRM? Excellent. So here, check it out. We have all the CEOs and presidents. So imagine you're farming 7 or 8 different areas. Well, fine. And you want to connect with presidents and CEOs, let's say, and you want to connect with the chief of police and the chief of the fire department and the mayor, et cetera, all the important people that Tom Ferry and the other coaches say that you're supposed to connect with. Boom. And then watch this. Look at this note on the left-hand side. Hi, first name. I noticed you're a fellow Key Biscayne resident. I just wanted to connect here on LinkedIn. And then all you do is, let's say I want to connect with 100 of these people. I'm going to type in 100 and I'm going to launch. Watch. It's automatically connecting with each of these people. You can have up to 30,000 connections on Octopus. Look, Giuliano Stiglitz is being processed. Just for fun, we'll connect with him. Boom. He'll be like, who's this guy? Boom. And then the next, and then what it does is it waits 17 seconds. It waits an odd number of seconds so it doesn't raise any flags with LinkedIn. This is an amazing tool. And then now that you're connected with all these people, now when you post content on LinkedIn, once a month, post a 1,000-word article, they'll see it. And again, it's about, modern marketing is all integrated, right? So it's about, they saw you, they saw your handwritten note, they saw your Facebook ad, they saw you at a networking event, and then they're seeing your article on the 4 home staging secrets of selling your home for top dollar on LinkedIn. So Octopus, and there's a lot more to Octopus. We just don't have enough time to go over it. You can actually create funnels inside Octopus. You can visit people's profiles. You can send them automated messages. But what I want you guys to remember now is a LinkedIn Sales Navigator plus Octopus CRM is incredibly powerful, and your competition will never do it. So that's Octopus CRM. Cool. Lacey, Mike, the people that I can see. All right, awesome. Okay, we'll keep it in this mode for now, if you don't mind, Jeremiah, because I like. Okay, so this is the next one: emotion, logic, urgency. You're gonna love this, and a lot of this, because you guys all know the fortunes and the follow-up, right? And Chris Heller, who is phenomenal. I was asking him a couple of weeks ago. We went out to dinner. I said, how was it that out of, at the time, I think there were 80,000 agents at Keller, and he was the top agent for many years in a row. And of course, everyone knows he was CEO, but how'd you do it? And, of course, it was a lot of things. Worked really hard, super disciplined, knew how to handle objections like no other person. But he said that one of the pillars was nurturing his sphere, just staying in touch, right? Woody Allen, I think, said that 80% of life is just showing up, right? And so, and then Chris pulled out his phone and showed me it was someone that he had sold a home to, or didn't even sell a home to. I think he maybe represented the seller, and then it was an orphan buyer script, and he just stayed in touch with a buyer or something, even though he didn't even, and this was like 20 years ago. And he shows me this email and he says, I just kept in touch with this person. And 20 years later, this person's interested in buying a home from me. So it's about, like you said, these deep relationships, staying in touch. So this emotion, logic, urgency is about staying in touch, but doing it very intelligently. So a lot of people structure, if you have your own website, and if you do newsletter marketing at any level, this is for you. And this is how to optimize it. And very few people think about this dynamic, but it's critical. The first third of your emails that are actually promotional, okay, need to be about emotion. And they need to target, and same with your landing pages, okay? They need to target emotional buyers, because emotional buyers, you need to hit them in the first third of your, whether it's an email newsletter, whether it's your website, you need to hit them because they're often impulsive. And there's a lot of emotional buyers out there. They don't want to know about your Diamond Jubilee Award and your how many transactions you did or whatever. They want the emotion. I'm not suggesting writing a poem. I'm just saying that you need to appeal more to emotion in the first third of your emails and landing pages. Then logic. Okay, then there's logical buyers. That's the middle part of your landing page. Okay, you are talking about the awards you've won, transactions, data, specs, etc. Then urgency, always, no matter what. If you are selling in an email, on a landing page, anywhere else, you need to create urgency and you need to create scarcity. You need to let them know why they need to buy and why they need to buy right now. So that's emotion, logic, urgency. All right, I don't have a whole lot of time, so let me move on here. We got 7 full hacks to. Okay, oh my God, you guys are gonna love this one. Okay, this is so powerful. People also ask. Okay, this is a diabolically efficient way to be the king or queen of your neighborhood very, very, very quickly. So let me go to Google, and we're gonna pretend that we are a real estate agent, let's say from, oh, thank you, Patty. Thanks for saying I love this. Appreciate that. So I'm gonna type in Scottsdale real estate agent, okay? And you see here, everyone focuses on this part of the search results. What we're focusing on right now is this section, people also ask. This is a gold mine, guys. People also ask is all of Google's algorithmic processing power deciding what the most important questions and answers are surrounding Scottsdale real estate agent. So if you are a Scottsdale real estate agent, why not stand on the shoulders of a giant, Google, and rely on them to tell you what sorts of questions and answers you need to be discussing with your buyers and sellers. Okay, and then there's a bunch of keys to this, all right? So when you click on people also ask, it spawns more questions and answers. It typically tops out at 70 or 80. Check these out. These are gold. How much do realtors make in Scottsdale? What are the top realtors? Who are the top realtors in Arizona? Do I become a real estate agent in Scottsdale? How much is a realtor up? What is the highest paying job in Arizona? Is it hard to become a real estate agent? Is it hard for, okay, so this is more around real estate. Let's just do Scottsdale real estate. Okay, because these are the types of, boom, you have to refine it a tiny bit. Okay, what is the nicest neighborhood in Scottsdale? Is Scottsdale a good investment? Is it a good time to buy a house in Scottsdale? What is a good salary in Scottsdale? Not relevant. There's gonna be some of these that just aren't relevant. You keep going and you find the ones that are houses going down in Arizona. Why is rent so high in Phoenix? And so on and so forth. In order to build authority, expertise, and trust, you must ask and answer these questions as an agent, okay? And let me show you how to do it. So you're gonna click on all of the people also ask until it tops out. Then I want you to copy the question. I want you to put this in a spreadsheet. I want you to copy the question. That should be in column A. Column B, the answer. The answer is what Google deems to be the most authoritative, relevant answer on the whole internet, guys. So is Scottsdale a good investment? Google believes that this is the most authoritative answer. So I want you to take this and put it in column B. In column C, I want you to just put the original keyword that you typed in. And then column D, you can put the actual URL that it's taking you to if you were to click through on this, okay? Now you have in a spreadsheet, like everything with digital marketing starts with keywords, okay? So if you know all the keywords that people are typing in surrounding what you do for a living, you really have the keys to the kingdom. But there's a process to it. So we just put it into a spreadsheet. We're like within an hour and like one glass of Cabernet, you've got this spreadsheet that none of your competition will have, okay? And they also will never know how to do these next steps, which are easy. All this stuff is easy. It sounds a little overwhelming at first, but it's easy. And it's if it were like too simple in one step, then it'd be too easy to replicate. So then you have to reword these answers in order to then post them on the internet. I want you to post them in 2 places. All right, after they're reworded. You don't have to do any of the rewording. Don't worry, I'll teach you how to do it. So I want you to post the answers on Quora.com, which is like the question and answer website. And the little backdoor trick with Quora is that Google absolutely loves Quora. So when you type in, when you ask and answer a question on Quora, then Google's going to pick it up. And just think about the dynamic. And then when people are interested in a real estate agent, they received your note, they saw your ads, they're getting maybe some newsletters from you, and then they're typing in questions on Google about Scottsdale real estate. And by God, you're coming up time and again, time and again. And that's modern marketing. So I want you to go to a website. There's two different websites you can use to do the rewarding of the answers. It's writeraccess.com, writer as in WRITER, access.com, or you can go to upwork.com. And Upwork is phenomenal. Upwork's like the Uber of contractors. It's amazing. You can hire a web designer on Upwork. In fact, that one hack alone, if you guys didn't know about Upwork, is worth the price of admission today. I mean, Upwork is phenomenal. You can hire a great SEO person off of Upwork. Just make sure on Upwork that you hire someone who has at least 1,000 hours on the platform and has at least a 95. Yeah, no problem. writeraccess.com and then upwork.com. Okay. They need to have at least 1,000 hours on the platform, and they need to have at least a 95% job completion rate. Okay. It's kind of like evaluating your Uber driver. It's the same sort of thing. And those are the two things that if you hire anyone off of Upwork, I want you to pay attention to. But in this context, writeraccess.com, upwork.com, I want you to hire a writer, somebody, and on Writer Access, you'll spend about 5 cents a word, right? It's nothing to have them reword those. So you're going to spend a couple dollars per answer. Okay. I want you to have the answers reworded twice. Reword them twice. And by the way, this is like a week later, you're going to get all the stuff back from the writers, and you will have spent, I don't know, a couple $100 maybe, probably $100 on having these rewritten. Then go to Quora.com. Put it in the chat for everyone. What did I do? Oh, host and panel. Sorry about that. Everyone. I meant to do it to everyone, not just the panelists. Here. Let me get you guys this. Writeraccess.com and Upwork.com. Okay. And 1,000+ hours on platform for Upwork, and then 95% plus job completion rating. Okay. Upwork. Cool. That right there alone, guys, you can hire anyone off of Upwork to design your Facebook ads, to run your Facebook ads, whatever you want. Okay. So then you're going to post the questions and answers on Quora. And if you have your own website, you're going to post an FAQ on your website. All right. Just a normal FAQ with all those questions and answers, just in a line on a single page. Why is that? Well, Google loves FAQs. And what they'll do is they'll start featuring you toward the top of their search results in this thing called featured snippets. Quora, Quora, Quora.com. Sorry. Boom. There you go. Quora, Quora. I just put it in the chat. Google will start featuring you in the featured snippets. Okay. Now, here's a little secret. Remember, I talk about leaning into the future, 50% of all searches on the internet are voice searches, Alexa, Siri, and other devices. Okay. Those voice search loves FAQs because the answers are short and snappy, and they just algorithmically, they absolutely love it. So if you post an FAQ, guys, yes, you can put it in Google My Business Q&A. I could talk for hours about GMB or Google My Business. Okay. We just don't have enough time today, but absolutely you can post those questions and answers in Google My Business. Thanks, Stephen. Appreciate it. But you're going to start showing up when people ask Siri, is it a good time to invest in Scottsdale real estate? And it'll answer. And if it's your FAQ, you will get a disproportionate share of the answers. And what happens is Google will realize that you're really active on Quora, and then it'll see your FAQ. And because you've been so active on Quora, it will give you the benefit of the doubt with the FAQ, and it'll rank your FAQ higher because of that. So this is gold, guys. People also ask. Bam. Cool. Are we good? Mike, Jeremiah, Chris, Lacey, we're good? Sweet. Julie, I don't need you to speak. Save your voice, please. All right. So this, I mean, Chris made a big point of making sure that you guys have the tools to help nurture your sphere. So everybody knows that you need to nurture your sphere. So I'm going to share with you guys a bunch of sphere nurture scripts that Chris basically dictated to me. And I'll just send it off to Jeremiah, and he can share it with you all. But these are the scripts that Chris Heller has used to to win decade after decade after decade. And you got buyer side sequence, okay? You got seller side sequence, and you even have orphan buyer sequence, right? So you represented the seller, and now you're approaching the buyer a week after the close. Hi, Robert and Jane. Just wanted to introduce myself. I'm David Smith, the realtor who listed your home for sale that you recently closed on. I just wanted to say congratulations. Hope you're loving your home. If there are any questions you have that the previous owner could answer, feel free to let me know. I'm happy to connect you guys. Congratulations, David, blah, 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 blah. This works best, great in a handwritten note, by the way, but it works great by email. And then 1 month after close, and so on and so forth. So the sphere nurture stuff, this is not my hack. This is Chris, and like our job is just to deliver as much value to the Ojo ecosystem as humanly possible, and make it so after you get those incredible leads and you close them, that you end up with customers for life. So that's sphere nurture. Fantastic stuff. Thank you, Albert. Where do we find those scripts? Oh, I'm going to send them to Jeremiah Shannon, and then if he's feeling in a good mood, he might share those with you guys. What else? Okay, cool. Awesome. All right. Oh my gosh, you guys are going to love this one. I say this with all my hacks. So like my babies, I absolutely love Timmy. Oh my gosh. Timmy. I've used Timmy. Jeremiah, that's nice of you. So I've used Timmy for years. It is a diabolically powerful tool. It is AI-based transcription that's very inexpensive. Timmy.com. And I'll give you a couple of use cases in a sec. Let me see if I can go to Timmy. Okay. So what you do is you can literally have transcribed anything at all. And so this is looks like this is a recording here. Here, this is a TEDx that I was interested in from this guy, Peter Sage. And so you can literally paste a YouTube URL, and then a couple minutes later, it comes back to you with the actual transcription. And then you can play it here.
Time that not even our ancestors could have dreamed about in their wildest dreams. I mean, think about that.
And it'll show you word by word the transcription. So what I want you to do most of all is think about how this could be relevant to your business, right? There's a whole bunch of use cases, right? You could dictate in voice memo everything you know about a buyer or seller, someone you just went on a listing appointment with, someone you just had a phone call with. You could have Timmy transcribe it and then paste those notes. And so your notes inside of your CRM for your clients become more thorough and more thoughtful than any other notes out there. You could, let's say you're a Scottsdale real estate agent, go to YouTube, type in Scottsdale real estate agent, and see what the top agents have produced in terms of content, have those transcribed by Timmy, and then you can reword those. And then you can like piggyback. Again, just don't, one of the lessons with internet is you don't want to be a pioneer. You don't want to rip people off either, but pioneers in the internet, they end up face down, dead in the dirt with arrows in their back. Okay. Like Google was not a pioneer. Google was the 23rd search engine launched, right? Alta Vista, Excite, Yahoo. We know all the search engines that are now footnotes in history. Google was not a pioneer. So what I encourage you to do, just like people also ask, That's also not being a pioneer. That's following people with arrows in their back. That's following people who, by hook or crook, slowly over many years, managed to get their answer to be the most authoritative answer on the whole internet. And guess what? With the internet, success leaves clues. And so you get to see people also ask right there. So Timmy as well, it's an incredibly powerful tool. We only have 15 minutes left, but think about all the different use cases for you if you had this. Thank you, Lacey. If you had this incredible, okay, there we go, Rick, you got it. If you had this incredible transcription tool at your disposal. So that's Timmy. All right. Oh, Instagram Places. Oh my. Okay, here we go. So let me show you guys Instagram Places. This is really cool. This is another way to become a king or queen of your neighborhood quickly. With Instagram, because you get so little organic reach now by posting content, it's fine, post content, whatever, but it often disappears in seconds or minutes off of people's feeds. So you have to think about new and creative ways to really break through and be seen on Instagram. And this IG Places is a great way to do it. Let me see if I can share my screen, my actual iPhone screen on here. Just bear with me, guys. Let's see if I can do this. Is this working? Oh yeah, it is. Cool. Awesome. Okay. All right. So we're now on Instagram here. Oops. Okay. And what I want you to do is I want you to search for one of your farm areas, one of the neighborhoods that you farm. So let's pretend, you can see I typed in Austin, Texas earlier. Let's just pretend that you like to farm Austin. And you can, again, type in specific neighborhoods as well. So we're going to type in here. Let's do this again. Let's type in, because I want to take it from the top. Sorry. Austin, Texas, spam. Okay. So we're going to search. That's step one. Go to the magnifying glass, search for Austin, Texas. Step two, tap on places. Okay, tap on places, step two. Step three, tap on the place down here with a little map marker. Okay, this in 3 steps here, this shows you all the most engaged with recent posts from people who are in Austin. So what is this? These are your micro influencers, guys. These are your micro influencers. And so what I want you to do, if you have an assistant, if you have a TC, if you have a virtual assistant, you can find someone off of Upwork. You could try it for 5 minutes a day if you want, 10 minutes a day. I want you to simply, yeah, sure. Lloyd, I'm happy to stay after for some Q&A. Okay, no problem. And so I want you to comment on these people's posts. Not everyone, of course. Some of these are going to be irrelevant, but these are the most engaged guys. These are the most engaged with posts in Austin, Texas, which is where you're farming. So you want to begin to comment on the posts of the micro influencers in Austin, because you'll start to see the same people on here day after day. I want you to comment. Yeah, cool, Giselle. Yeah, good. That's exactly what I want you to think. Giselle said, never thought of this. That's the point. I'm trying to give you guys unconventional hacks that you can use that your competition won't be using. So you're going to go here and you are going to comment. And then let me layer onto this one additional little mini hack is, in order to make the commenting and interacting with accounts much more efficient, I want you to use a tool called, here we go. Let me just get back to my screen. Okay. I want you to use a tool called text replacement. So I'm going to go to general, and this is an incredible productivity hack, by the way. General, keyboard, text replacement. This is where you can set a shortcut. For example, Jesse Cal. See that in the middle there? It says Jesse Cal. Every time I type that on my phone in a text and an email, and then it also, if you're a Mac user, it'll also migrate to your Mac. So if I type that in an Apple email, my Calendly link will appear. And so my Zoom, for example, you see down here, it says my Zoom, that's my Zoom link, and so on and so forth. And so you can use this for anything that you find yourself doing repetitively, and it's pain in the butt. Like, for example, when Chris is kind enough to introduce me to somebody, I found myself doing the same response over and over and over again. Chris, thanks for the introduction, moving into BCC. Hi, such and such. Great to meet you, blah, 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 blah. And I found myself typing that over and over and over again. Well, just use text replacement to make it automatic. And the way that this maps to the Instagram Places shortcut hack that I just showed you is you can create 20 or 30 nice things to say about people's posts that you put in your shortcuts. And then you can have someone, or you could start, and you just comment on people's accounts. I'm talking about 5-10 minutes a day, guys, of work. And you'll be shocked the compounded interest that this leads to. You will be it'll help you be the king or queen of your neighborhood. All right, so that's that. We got 10 minutes left, guys. I want to be super respectful of your time. We should share two after comment. Okay, cool. Oh, what a coincidence. Audience.co. All right, I will make this mercifully short. I think Jeremiah did a great job of this, and you don't have to do it through Audience. It's just send handwritten notes. We happen to make it at scale. There's a whole bunch of other stuff we do with the notes, but you should be incorporating handwritten notes as an outbound marketing strategy. Okay, because they get 8 times the response of printed postcards. And then the little secret about handwritten notes is they remove a ton of friction from your follow-up process. So they act as a Trojan horse is what happens. And if you do something beautiful, which is what we do for our clients, we do a beautiful landmark, like keepsake artsy thing on the front of each note. And so what happens is they keep and display it. And then when you follow up by email or door knocking or any other marketing at all, you're talking to a warm audience that's way more receptive. That's why I named the company Audience and not something old school, because you're taking an ice cold audience and you're turning it into a warm audience. And so when you follow, so I encourage you, you can use Audience, you can use someone else, whatever, but do handwritten notes. It's extremely difficult to do at scale yourself. That's why I started. The handwriting's often embarrassing, and like people would rather bag groceries or flip burgers than they would do handwritten notes. So those are the 7 hacks. So let's just review quickly. Octopus CRM. Remember, it's Octopus CRM plus LinkedIn Sales Navigator. And let me give you a quick one here. Let me just show you another application, right? So if we're in LinkedIn, let's just pretend that we're connected to this amazing guy named Chris Heller. Okay. And let's just say that I'm going to go into, there's his profile. Click on the person, anyone you know. Let's say you want to connect with their connections. Check this out. I'm going to click on all of Chris Heller's connections. This is crazy. And then I'm going to open Octopus. And then he has like 970 connections. Oh, no results found, whatever. So basically you can go open Octopus and do the same exact thing I just showed you, which is you can transfer all of those directly. Yes, Giselle, my handwriting's not so good either. You can transfer those directly into Octopus. Imagine that. Imagine anyone you're connected to, you can immediately like extract all of their connections and then connect with them. It's a superpower. It truly is. So that's Octopus. And then remember we talked about emotion, logic, urgency. That was kind of like a mini hack, but that's a really important thing to always keep in mind with your landing pages and your emails. People also ask, incredibly powerful way to piggyback on Google, all of Google's infinite processing power to zero in on the questions and answers that you need to be asking and answering all over the web. Hack number 4, Sphere Nurture. All of Chris's amazing Sphere Nurture scripts I'm going to share, and then those will be shared with you guys. Timmy, phenomenal. Instagram Places. Combine that with text replacement. Remember, combine that. And if you use an Android device, there's also a text replacement equivalent on Android as well. And then audience.co, robotic handwritten notes. And we also precision target your farm. So we have a great targeting database, and we find all the emails of everyone in your farm. We find all their LinkedIn profiles. We find all their data as well. So it makes it really easy to follow up after you send our notes. So that's that. We've got 6 minutes left. Chris is dictating something on his phone, I think. Mike, Lacey, Jeremiah, Chris, can we get a copy of today's webinar? That's up to them.
Yeah, we're gonna send this out 100%.
Awesome. Would you try to connect with the top agents in your area's connections? Why not? Why not? Keep your enemies closer, right? Why not? How can I get someone who I can pay to do all this for me? Upwork.com. Upwork.com. That was a mini hack that I just kind of slipped in there. At least 1,000 hours on the platform, 95% plus job completion rating. And then you want to make sure that they have a track record of getting back to people within 24 hours. You'll see all three of those stats on everyone. So if you want someone to, take all the emails from your CRM and start hitting them with your Facebook ads, but you don't know the first thing about getting started with Facebook, well, you can just hire someone, just type in Facebook ads on Upwork, and you'll find someone to run your ads. You'll find someone to create your ads. No problem at all. So Upwork, again, the Uber of contractors, it is a really powerful tool. What else you got? Can you recommend someone on Upwork that you know already that knows all these hacks? Me? I don't know. No, I don't have someone handy necessarily on Upwork, but it's a super user-friendly platform, and you can just kind of tell them what you want done, like what people also ask, and the rewriting. Remember of those answers, right? That's pretty cut and dry. You just let a writer know this is what needs to happen.
And also on Upwork, there's a really nice, robust search feature. And most of these things, if you type in, there's going to be somebody that has it on their profile and it'll pop up right away.
It's a great point. And you can also post a job listing as well. You don't have to go looking for people. You can post a job description, project description, and people will come and bid for it and stuff like that. With so many CRMs, I'm sure the rest of the crew here can chime in on CRMs, but no pun intended, chime in on CRMs. I don't know, follow-up boss, right? If you're an agent, Boomtown, there's a bunch of great ones. In terms of like more general CRMs, my favorite happens to be HubSpot. So I'm we're power HubSpot users, but that's a very personal thing, and there's a lot of great ones out there. Can you show the summary screen again? Absolutely. Summary screen. This guy with the hacks? Oh, specific favorite hacks for follow-up boss. There we go. Well, I mean, with any CRM, right? It's the emails are king in terms of digital marketing follow-up. I should say the right emails are king. And like an audience will give you all the emails of all the homeowners in your farm, primary and secondary owners. But let's just assume for a moment that you're out in the wild and you want to find a bunch of emails. Because with emails, you can obviously upload them into your newsletter marketing campaign through Follow-Up Boss and then hit them. 1 out of 4 emails promotional. But you can also take emails and you can create custom audiences inside of Facebook very easily. And your competition will rarely know how to do this. So if you find the correct emails, which you can find, my favorite tools for finding emails are hunter.io, ZoomInfo, and Rocket Reach. Those are my 3 favorite tools. My FUB emails are going into junk folders. Any solutions? Yeah. I mean, in general, with email, you want to, there's a lot of rules with how you craft your subject line and your actual. So in general, don't use fancy templates in your emails. So for example, if you use MailChimp or Constant Contact, the temptation is to use a fancy template. But what often ends up happening is Gmail in particular will see that as promotional, and they'll push it right to the promotions tab or to junk folder, which no one ever looks at. So in general, avoid fancy templates for your email and try to go with as much text as possible in order to guarantee 100% deliverability into the inbox. And then you want to avoid exclamation points, question marks. You want to avoid superlative language. You want to avoid the word free. There's a lot of these kind of, and if you go online and just type in, avoiding email spam and creating an email that gets delivered and stuff like that, you'll find plenty of websites that'll give you guidance on exactly how to do that. And I can talk all day long about that, but we don't have enough time.
All right, we have got some amazing questions coming in, and we're at time. So, Jesse, this has been an unbelievable use of an hour. I was making notes and couldn't type fast enough to keep up with you. Like the stream of awesomeness coming out was killer. I've seen tons of great feedback from our agents. We had as many as 75 people on, and almost everybody here has stayed all the way through the end. So thank you all so much for doing this. Give us feedback on this. I believe this was massively valuable. And I want to hear from you all. What topics would you like us to cover in future sessions? We will likely do this or something like this again in about 60 days. So stay tuned to the emails from your Ojo Select Network team. We will absolutely get a copy of this out to you. And I just want to say thanks so much, Jesse. This is really great content. We love having people come from outside the industry with the kind of perspective and experience that you have. So thank you so much. And everybody, please go check out audience.co and support Jesse and his new startup in return for him sharing this wealth of knowledge with us. As far as getting the recording out, I'd say 24 to 48 hours. Once we get it from Zoom, we'll get it packaged up and out to you all. So thanks again, everybody, for your time. Please go support Jesse and his company. We really appreciate you. Keep doing a great job with those Ojo Select Network consumers. And we did get a couple questions about Ojo items. If you do have those, just shoot us an email at support@ojolabs.com or find us in the Facebook group, and we'll get you all helped out. Y'all have an amazing week. Enjoy your Memorial Day long weekend. We appreciate all of you. And thanks again, Jesse.